Well, hello. So now we have to make the base and then install it. And then we will know whether it works. After all of this effort, only then we will know whether it works. Now, the base that we're going to make is going to be a steel frame, but the alternative, the easy alternative, is just to build a brick and mortar base with lintels across it, and then the bricks on top of the lintels. Okay, before I can assemble the pizza oven in its final place, it's going to be located on a table which I'm busy making, as you can see. One of the challenges I'm going to have is this table with the pizza oven on it is going to be very heavy. So using normal adjustable legs is not going to cut it. This is not going to be nearly as strong enough. So I need to use heavy. This is 16 mil. And I can't have it as a screwing leg footer because the table will be so heavy that you won't be able to actually lift it to turn it. So it has to be more of a way you can jack the table up. So that's what I'm going to make now. First thing I want to do, I'm very interested. So one of the key components is to have the threaded rod be able to slide up and down. This sliding portion will be inside the bottom of the leg. And one way I can do it is just by drilling out one of the guys, and then I'll just weld it. Or I was thinking of using plumbing pipe. Now, plumbing pipe, it will work perfectly so long as I just grind down the threads, because it's very, very tight fit. So that's actually perfect. That's actually perfect. But just need to check that this I can weld this. So I'm just going to do a quick test to see if this can be welded. So I tested the welding. It was absolutely fine. Just had to grind down the surface. First I cut the pipe as it was longer than required. Then found a piece of angle iron that was the right size. I positioned everything the way I would want it. I then measured how big each angle iron piece should be. I then located where I wanted to drill holes. Now this angle line and the sizing of it is really just because you could apply this principle to any size table and any size leg. So you really just need an angle iron that is covers the size of the steel that you use on for this structure. What I'm doing here is I'm just punching out where I want the drill holes to be. Now I'm going to take it to my drill press and drill some holes in it. After drilling the holes, in the angle iron. I will now cut the angle iron into the right 4 pieces that I require. Just measuring what the size should be. Yes, you are right, there is a tree underneath the table. Why? I have no idea, just is. So I cut the angle iron. Checked that it was the right dimensions, and then I proceeded to cut the rest of the pieces. I took those pieces and I just cleaned the edges of them. And then I checked how everything was going to fit. Doing this check, I decided that the pipe was still too long, because I need to have the threaded piece coming out of the pipe inside the leg so that I could put a nut to prevent the threaded rod from falling through out of the leg. So I just measured what the pipe length should be, and I went and cut them down. Then I assembled the pieces using a nut to hold the pipe in place against the angle iron. So did that for all of the 4 legs. Next, I welded the pipe to the angle iron. And I did that again for all 4 pieces. Then I undid that nut that was holding the pipe until it came to the end of the rod. When it got to the end of the rod, I then just welded it in place. Now this will prevent the threaded rod from ever falling out of the leg if you were to lift the table up. And I did that for all 4 of them. Next, I undid the nut that was going to be on the underside, and I added some washers. The reason for the washers is that it will make the it will allow the nut to turn. It's just the extra precaution so that the nut never gets stuck and it's easy to turn, because the turning of this nut will be the adjustment of the height of the leg. You just screw this nut up and down to adjust the leg. Next, I'm going to put a nut right at the bottom. And that's basically what it will look like. All I need now is a support pad for the bottom of it. The support pad will help distribute the weight of the table. Otherwise, that rod will just sink straight into the ground. So I just took a nut and located the center of each little pad and welded the nuts onto the pad. After the welding the nuts, I then just screwed in this to all of the 4 pads, of course. Can't have the table sitting on one pad. It's all 4 legs. And then I just screwed the contraption into the pad. And that's it. Now I just need to attach these into the bottom of each leg of the table. Yeah, by turning that nut, it will make the table go up and down. 3 and 4. Right. We basically just slot it into the table leg like that. And then just using the nuts, we can adjust the height of the table. Today we will install the base of the pizza oven, which is just a steel frame which I made a couple of days ago. So guys, move it into this corner over here. Okay, come backwards, yeah. But closer to me. I want it to be just on the edge of the grass. Shift it over here. All right, I will. Okay, so this is going to be the base of the pizza oven. It's just basically a metal frame which I've partly painted. I will now make it all level, and then I've got to bolt on this frame over here on top of that, and inside this frame will sit the bricks, which are there ready to be installed. These are bricks that I recovered from the previous pizza oven, so we'll use those, reuse those as the base. And then you can see I've just put this is a temporary wooden board that I've siliconed in, so that we don't have any of the cement mix spilling out. I'm going to actually leave the board in just to see what happens to it when the pizza oven is on. I then put the top frame on and bolted it in place. the cats came to inspect and decided it wasn't worthwhile. Doesn't like pizzas, so I can understand. He just wants chicken. This took a while because I had to find all of the pre-drilled holes and locate them and then put tap screws in them. Then I started leveling the base. As you can see, this took a while to do. Uh, not because it's difficult to do, just because I did it in a idiotic way. For future reference, you get one diagonal level, and then the other diagonal is then easy to make level instead of trying to do it in a haphazard way, which I'm doing here. Okay, after I had leveled it, I then just cleaned everything, just gave it a brush. Then I measured how deep I wanted the slab to be. And besides filling in between those struts, I wanted the slab to come up about 2 inches. That would give a very good insulation layer underneath the bricks, because that is one of the base of a pizza oven is one of the key areas where heat loss occurs. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taping along the marks that I made uh, so that I can use the tape as a guide to help with pouring of the slab. Next, I just measured for pieces of reinforcement. And then I explained to the guys what GFRC mix to make up. Okay, so it's 12 kilograms of cement, uh, 2 times 5 kilogram buckets of Prattley pearl, 1 kilogram of glass fiber, 700 grams of resin, and 28 milliliters of plasticizer. And I think we'll need 3 of them to start. After having explained the GFRC mix, I then got the guys to make mixes up and cut the reinforcing mesh. And as they brought the GFRC to the table, I installed mesh. I installed mesh between each of the struts. Just a note that when you saw the GFRC mix, I said 2 times 5 kilogram buckets. That's actually the volume. So it actually ends up only being 1 kilogram of Prattley pearl in the end. I'm expecting the slab to crack over each one of those struts. but that's not serious. And the reason why I'm expecting it to crack is because, steel expands differently to the concrete mix. So there will be a difference in the contraction and expansion between the two materials. So I'm expecting over time for those to crack. Well, that's why I have a slab sitting on top of that as well. And that top level of the slab should remain nice and strong. The putting the GFRC mix between the struts wasn't really necessary. I just did it because it was easier to create the base. As they bring the GFRC mix, I just spread it out. Once I was about an inch away from the final surface, I inserted a large mesh as the final reinforcing. Once we had reached the correct level, I then proceeded to just trowel it out, make it nice and So I'd installed all the bricks. I let it cure for 2 days, and then I got the guys to assist in lifting the pizza oven onto its base, and that was it. Now we wait to see whether it's going to fire successfully or not.